everybody, pips. We just had a little oops scary moment. The internet just dropped out. We're hoping it's going to be all right because it's been entertaining here. It's like the horrors persist, don't they? But we endure, is it, or something like that, or I don't know. We're doing what we can. So good morning, everybody. Hello and welcome to Witchy Wednesdays, 11:11 on Thursday the 21st of January. It feels like we've had 6 months.
Today's Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Witchy Wednesdays on Wednesday.
Finally, I'd just like to say.
Well, there's a lot of things going on, you know, cyber attacks.
Oh my God, and how?
Denial of service. We've seen a lot of, you know, banking issues and things like that. So I do think we have to be mindful that we don't want to get frustrated that things may not work like they usually work. And case in point today was like, we've got internet. We don't have internet. Oh, look, we have internet back. Oh, no, we don't have any internet. So these kind of things are going to be frustrating, but you've got to just shake that off, because wait till we get to that Mercury retrograde in Pisces.
Yes.
In a bit.
Yes.
Good morning.
Well, we should start saying
new
hello to
people.
everyone. Well, we have new peeps. How lovely is this? We like new peoples.
All right, we have Logan and Gilda and
Yes.
Jess and Yoff and Shauna and Sean and Avenue Europa.
Ave Europa. Hello, good morning. Good welcome to you. Welcome to our channel. Thank you for coming over and joining us. We may know you, but and Yoff has kicked off our super chats. Oh, it's Ava. So there you go. Hello, Ava.
Oh,
Welcome to our channel.
That's cool. All right.
Ava's a Leo.
Yeah.
We like Leos.
All right.
It's coming up to my half birthday soon. So.
Valentine's Day.
Yeah. It's more importantly my half birthday. People forget that.
Okay.
Thank you for the super chat, Yoff. Yes, guys, it helps us be less of a well-kept secret if you mash that heart button.
Oh, and Cass is here too. Hello.
Oh, hey Cass, how are you? Mash that heart button down the bottom. Do please like this. Do please
comment,
share it.
Subscribe
and
if you're not. Yeah.
if you can throw us a super chat, that really, really helps. If you can't afford it, that's fine. That's totally fine. We get it. It's not obligatory, but that really, really helps. Doesn't matter how much. It's the number of them. We've learned this. Look. Things are working. You see how this little kind of flashy light.
We had a super chat.
That's I managed to reconnect that, so that's kind of cool. So if you want to flash our lights, I want to make like a hand that goes pating and hits a bell or something. I think that'd be cool.
I want less things. He wants more things.
Oh, I love geeky stuff. I do. I love geeky stuff. But yeah, before Lisa dives completely into the astrology, thank you. And Lisa's solar return, you are not wrong. You are not wrong. She's going to talk more about that because she's got a special offer on at the moment because she likes to give stuff away for her birthday. She's odd like that. I should know I married her. You are definitely odd.
Oh, thank you.
It's all right. Odd is good. Better than not be. Your birthday was yesterday. Well, happy birthday to you.
So, are you the tail end of Capricorn the year you were born, or are you an Aquarian?
See, now you're right. You're right there. It depends on the year. It depends on the year because
it can change 19th, 20th, 21st, 22nd.
That's correct. Yeah.
Just depends.
My brother-in-law is a Capricorn, but he's only just. If he'd been born the year after on that day, he'd have been Aquarian or something, I think. Like
Very Aquarian. Aha!
Yes, well, that's Yoff is saying very Aquarian. She's very Aquarian, to be odd.
Thank you,
Jess. Thank you. Yeah, keep them coming. So we've got lots of announcements, but I'll let Lisa dig into the astrology and stuff like that, haven't we? Because we're this storm that is barreling down on us now.
That's all you can focus on. Yeah.
I'm just had enough already. It just honestly, you're asking me. It feels like I'm having to endure everything. It's like 6 months has gone by in these like 3 weeks. That's what it feels like. There's just so much coming at us continually, relentlessly. It's like the zone is flooded. I'm trying my best to try and preserve my sanity and keep off the bloody TV, you know. But it's again, you know, what are you going to do? Oh, thank you so much, Ava. Yeah.
I will give you a card for your super chat. How about that? You get a little reading.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll address some of your concerns first.
Please.
All right.
And I'll start liking these things.
I was noticing that they're starting to bark this really bad weather for the coming weekend. And of course, on the 25th, we're to take Mari Bidnuith to Bad Seed Cider to wassail and toast the trees and have like a pancake breakfast or brunch, because we never start very early. So, all right. So they're not sure how this is going to track, and their predictions are somewhere between 0 and 3 feet. So, looking at today, we're kind of in the 8 to 12 inches, which we're not really going to hike in the orchard or try to get anywhere with that. So I wrote to Albert, who owns Bad Seed, and I said, we may have to reschedule. And if we do, we don't have too much of a window left before we put the Mari back to rest. So we agreed on Monday, President's Day, which is February 16th, because the Mari goes to sleep that Friday after that. So if it snows, and if we cannot be there on Sunday the 25th, we'll go for Monday, President's Day, because a lot of people won't be having to work. But we'll have to do it during the day, because it would be really
you can't do this
dangerous to hike out into the orchard in the dark. All right, and Susan has arrived.
I don't know if the Mari can operate a snowblower, but she might have to.
All right. So we've kind of hit Aquarius season with gusto. And yes, every year for my birthday, it's like a tradition. I figure out what we're going to give away. And it's usually like a deep discount on something. Like for my 60th, we did spend $60 and I will choose 120 or more for that particular person, because the people who would participate are the people that I know fairly well, and I know what they had and what they didn't have and what they'd like. And then last year for my 61st, we did 61 crystals for $61, and the crystals were somewhere between $1 and $8. So you got quite a lot of rocks for your investment there. So this year I'm going to be 62. Shock horror, right?
You look good for it.
So usually when I do the astrology transit readings for the year, I charge $125. But this year I'm going to do something new with the natal chart, which is look at points in the chart that would help us understand past life and this incarnation and how to work with this incarnation. And one of them is the inception point.
Ooh,
and then we would go over what's in your toolbox and how best to use it, and then do a guided meditation. But instead of charging $125 for that hour, I'm charging $62 for that hour. So quite a few people have signed up so far. And that's cool. I look forward to actually being able to get to the store and do them. Because it just keeps snowing. But it is winter. And, I was, a lot of it's funny because when we were in grade school, the kids would all complain that they had summer birthdays and they never got to celebrate their birthday in school. My average was, I think about 50% of my parties actually went through because it would always snow. And, or be Super Bowl Sunday or something where, nobody would want to come out. But anyway, so for a period of time, probably through till June actually, I'm going to do that 60 minutes for $62 past life karma incarnation toolbox inception point
good value
natal chart reading.
Good value.
So I think, is that...
That sounds pretty cool. Sounds pretty
All right.
cool. So if you have to book through the store, don't just throw us a text or something like that, because it gets a bit confusing because the diary's obviously on the
And then we will see you later today. After we finish up here, we're going out to the store for a box opening.
We've got some stuff
in
coming.
some beautiful witch balls and witch ball hearts.
Ooh, perfect
Yeah.
for Valentine's
So that's
Day.
what we're working on
Tell
there.
your friends.
What does it say?
When are you offering that till?
Probably
I would
till
say?
June, so don't stress about it.
Yeah, but
Because I only have so many appointments, and it's not like a timed thing. You know, the transits for the year, whenever you book it, I just
take it from
do
that
that
day.
year. Yeah.
So I mean, I guess it comes
So I'll
down
do them
to
anytime.
yeah, it comes down to like what's your personal need. I mean, if you've got like important stuff going on in the next few months or something like that, then you probably want to get to it sooner rather than
That's the
later.
transit reading. That's
Yeah.
still 125. But this personal natal chart,
This doesn't change.
and I'll do that discount probably through June maybe, and then it'll go back to regular price.
So yeah. So she's a crack astrologer, by the way.
I'm cracked. I know that.
Oh yeah, as you do. Oh, I love the box openings. So do we. It's just things have been so chuffing crazy. Of course, your nose is running like
Well,
that.
you know,
We've
it's
just
end
turned
of
the
the
heater
end
off.
of the year, and you sell down for the holiday, but we didn't really this year. We had a
Tumbleweed.
tough Christmas.
Tumbleweed.
But then you've got end of the year paperwork and inventory stuff and all that kind of thing. And now we start to get stuff in again. So, we will get a bunch of stuff coming up, but we are getting witch balls today.
I mean, so yeah. And I've been busy with the geek stuff. And it's always like, you set your plans to go, we'll get this done, that shouldn't be too hard. But then you encounter an obstacle, the tormentors. And I don't know what it is, but the last week or two, probably, the nefarious cyber
Bad
activity
actors.
has gone off the chart. I mean, literally off the chart. In so much as that.
Well, how many people got fired from the NSA? We wonder, with all the firings that's been going on.
Well, I have to. The NSA are brilliant idiots sometimes as well. They're extraordinarily good at what they do, but they sometimes lose the plot. But anyway, we'll not talk about the people at Fort Meade. Otherwise, we'll engage somebody's unwanted attention. So, but suffice to say. I don't know what it is, whether it's coordinated, whether it's state-sponsored bad actors, but there's like huge botnets of stuff trying to do like
Take over
what
your
do you call
calendar
it?
and
DDoS, distributed denial of service attacks, and lots of spear phishing stuff like that. So
Yeah, if
for
you
me
get
talking
emails
to you,
that-
if you being a serious bit of geek advice, if you get an email that puts an invite in your calendar, delete it immediately. Do not open that invite in your calendar. Choose ignore. If you can harden your system to refuse that sort of stuff, if you can, you've got
And be
heuristic
careful
antivirus
Be careful of
and stuff
emails
like that.
claiming to be like PayPal or,
Yeah.
some system that you may or may not have, because they don't know what you have. They're just phishing. Like, oh, verify your PayPal purchase for blah blah blah. Do not.
Don't. The thing is with AI, the bad actors are using AI and turning out stuff that looks, really genuine. It looks genuine, but it is not. It is not genuine. Believe me, you have not ordered Microsoft, whatever it is, or 360 or Norton antivirus or something like that, and you're getting billed for it, and you don't need to dispute the billing. All right. Just first, if you think, hey, is this right? Just check your own account first, Just make sure that somebody's not lifting money out of it, because we've had that happen.
Yeah,
Not pleasant.
It was a fun.
Not pleasant. But the bad actors are getting smarter, and the problem is they're also now turning entire computers and mobile phones into massive botnets. I mean, whilst we can block attacks from known bad actors, known state-sponsored bad actors, like I mean, if you're in Russia or China, you ain't getting into our system. But period, you know.
I don't know how long do you want to spend on this?
Just
'Cause
a little
it's not
while.
really our
No,
podcast
no, it's not really
genre.
our while, but it's important. I'm just saying, keep yourself safe, because I was up till 2:45 in the morning hardening our own bleeding webhook server, you know, just to make sure that that's not getting bombarded with ridiculous. It's not going to do anything with the request, but it just brings it to its knees. So I had to harden it to put a reverse proxy on and fun stuff like that. But anyway, enough of my stuff. Be vigilant, people. Be vigilant.
Right. Well, I could also tell you that I imagine the internet is going to go through some ups and downs, much like we experienced this morning. There is internet, there's no internet. We have these solar flares, and I don't mean to sound all woo-woo, but there is a known response
To
to geomagnetic storms, and we're
Yep.
having one of the largest ones we've had in a few decades. So the internet is in a much different place than it was 30 years ago, and people are much more dependent on that. But I think that we may have some days where we experience feeling cut off because there is no communication, especially as we get more towards that Mercury retrograde. Now, who is this? Oh, you off again.
Well,
And hi, Crystal. I hope you're doing well. All right. So we have entered Aquarius season, and we talked about the personal planets, the inner planets, Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars, and how they're all this week shifting into Aquarius. And we also have Pluto taking up residence at 3 degrees Aquarius. So today, hello, Izzy.
hey, Izzy, whoever you be.
All right, so
If
today,
we know you, say your name. We'll say hi.
so today we have Sun in Aquarius, and that's at a very early degree. And we'll give that word, we'll give the Sun the word light. And we have Mercury in Aquarius, and we'll give Mercury the word express. And we have Venus in Aquarius, and we'll give Venus the word value. And we have Pluto in Aquarius, and we'll give Pluto the word recreate. And we still have Mars at the very tail end of Capricorn. So it's doing what we would call out of sign conjunction, right? Because it hasn't quite come in to Capricorn. It will come into Aquarius. It's still in Capricorn. It will come in 0 degrees Aquarius on Friday. So light, express, value, recreate, act. So let's say what that might be doing. Act to recreate, value, and express light.
Oh, hello. That sounds
right.
good. I
So
can do that.
act to recreate, value, and express light. Because as these things came through Capricorn and passed over Pluto, we're getting this Aquarian initiation, so to speak, right? So over this next month, we're going to have these 3 levels of what I would call initiation, right? We're going to have the planets passing over Pluto, because they're going to move past that 3 degrees where it is in Aquarius, and they're going to move on into Pisces over time. There's going to be a Leo full moon on this 1st of February, which is sort of like that opposition, which is maybe another kind of second level initiation. And then the 3rd hit will be this Aquarius new moon on February 17th with the eclipse that brings in the fire horse. So fire horse energy we talked a bit about last week, but the idea is the fire horse wants to move, wants to get things going, right? Something's lit a fire under its butt and it's going to move.
Don't stand behind it.
So it's really important that we think about in advance of getting in that saddle. Where are we riding to? Right? So you'd probably be better off moving forward than trying to go backwards. Horses don't really like to back up. They can't see where they're going. And wherever you set as your destination, Firehorse is going to work really hard to move you there. So let's be mindful as spiritual people not to get sucked into the things we feel are out of our control and just go off willy-nilly wherever the horse decides it wants to go. Let's take the reins and let's drive our horse and act to recreate things of value and hold and express light. You want to say something?
No,
Okay.
no. It is important.
It's very fascinating.
It is important not to, for your own sanity, not to get sucked into this flooding of the zone of negativity.
We'll get to that in a little bit. Okay. So today we have Moon in Pisces. So our emotions go to 11.
Yeah.
Right? We have Moon in Pisces, and it's in this lovely little cluster of North Node in Pisces and that Saturn Neptune Pisces. So Neptune and the Moon are saying feel, create, dream, right? Because the Moon is about that hidden underworld kind of thing, and Neptune wants us to dig deep. It rules Pisces and create. So use the tools that you have, North Node, to create with deep feelings the reality, Saturn, that you want to have. So this is this week setting up. Act to recreate value and express light. Use your tools to create the reality that you want as we gear up for this next few weeks. All right. Over these next few weeks, it's going to get more and more difficult to understand what is real and what is just a story, right? So let's think about what that means. When we were little and we listened to a story,
Once upon a time.
Once upon a time, we could visualize characters, and maybe we became those characters and acted them out, right? But we tended to learn about morality and consequences, or how to reach joy and conquer things through these stories. So stories aren't necessarily bad. But the stories that we are hearing now may or may not be real, right? Because Saturn wants to establish something, and Neptune is that fuzzy place. So, and then we also have Uranus moving into Gemini, but that's not going to happen for a little while. But over these next few months, listen to the stories, figure out what part of it might be the truth or have value.
Now this requires critical thinking.
Right? And don't give yourself the imagination of believing something that is an untruth told just to try to sway the masses, right? Because Aquarius is about the masses.
It is?
Yes.
The masses.
The masses. Aquarius is about humanity. We love humanity. We just hate people.
Oh, well, there you go.
Right? Because every sign has an up and a down side. And
Except Leos, they don't have any downsides.
Aquarius really is that humanitarian that wants the best for people, you know. They're the bringers of socialism kind of thing. But don't be fooled, because Aquarius is fixed air, and it can really sway with its expression and its voice, right? Aquarius has a little bit of a, I don't know, reality streak to it, because it's ruled by Saturn as well, you know. So sometimes reality can be harsh, and sometimes Aquarius will express that harsh reality.
It's kind of weird because it's almost conflicted, Aquarius, isn't it? Because it's like the innovative expression of Saturn.
2 bolts.
Or waves.
All right. So we had Venus make its cazimi, pass over the sun. And this next day or so, Mercury is doing its cazimi.
There'll be a little black dot
Virgo
on the
rising,
sun today.
Sagittarius, Virgo rising, Venus, Scorpio, Gemini, Moon, Jupiter, Libra. Okay.
Well, that's cool. I like Sagittarius. They're up for it.
So you have some interesting transits going on with
What's your name?
Jupiter.
Izzy XP7QO.
All right.
What should we call you?
So Mercury's making its cazimi, which means its voice will get a little more intense or light shown on it. On the 22nd, which I think is tomorrow, the moon will have moved out of Aquarius well into Pisces, and it will be trining Jupiter. So the things that we are, Francesca.
Oh, hey, Francesca.
The things that we are acting to recreate value and express the light with, and the things that we're using our tools to create something we feel deeply about and make it a reality, are going to get a little burst of energy from that Jupiter trine tomorrow. And I can't express enough how what's happening now are the things I was barking about for the last year and a half. The things that are happening now are the things I was barking about for the last year and a half, right? So the last year and a half, we've been standing on the edge of the cauldron, throwing ingredients in. We are now in the soup, people. We are
Is
in
it primordial?
the soup. Kind of. Because it's
who knows what's going to generate out of that?
Huge shifts, big changes, and we can't really fight them, right? You're going to have to swim, right? If you just splash around, you're not going to get where you need to go.
We're all swimming in the same ocean, as the saying goes.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's part of this kind of huge, long push that is changing an aeon, right? So Mars on the 23rd will move into Aquarius, and then we will have Mercury conjunct Pluto at 2 degrees, and the sun will be at 2 degrees Aquarius, so that's conjuncting too. So we're lighting up, right? We're lighting up this communication of recreation. So you want to stay calm, because there's a potential here for some very interesting news, very wild things coming out around the 23rd and the 24th.
That's only the day after tomorrow.
Right. Well, we're in it now. We're in
oh
it
God,
now.
that was a horrible film. But it's almost feels like Snowpocalypse.
So there is this potential for distress and disruption and disillusion and listening to stories that make you crazy. But there's also these Aquarian flashes of brilliance, right? Aquarius, those lightning bolts will come and say, well, I don't know why you've been so worked up. Here's a solution.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, there is a creative solution. Something that I could be happy with. Something that I could manage. Hi, Savannah.
Hello, Laura of the North. Don't worry, you're fashionably late. It's all good. And Savannah's fashionably late as well. But welcome. It's good to be fashionably late sometimes.
All right. Anyway, so really,
thank you for the
you
super
guys
chat,
should
Susan.
go back and listen to the astrology stuff
When you get a chance.
chance.
When you get a chance.
Okay.
You don't have to do it right now.
No, because this is a big week.
It
So,
Can I chime in with one tiny thing before you start on your big run? Because I know you're about to. Whilst, this times of revelatory news, and I think that's what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
well, revolution.
Yeah.
Aquarius
I mean,
is revolution.
there could be, whilst it's possible for us to be disillusioned, it's also quite likely for us to be disabused, which means actually getting to the bottom of something, bottoming it out, and that realization that it wasn't exactly how it was spun in the first place. Because we have a propensity to want to believe the stuff we want to believe, or to believe the stuff we more want to believe than the stuff that might be more awkward to process. And I think some persons may be confronted with things they find awkward to process.
Well, yeah.
I'm thinking one person in particular, but they don't get the benefit of their name mentioned. So, oh yes, of course you can get a card for your friend Laura.
Yeah, I wrote her down. Yeah.
There you go.
All right.
And thank you for the super chat, Laura. It's cool.
All right. So,
Spam
Mars-
that heart button, people. And speaking of super chats, also please do send us some. We love them. Please go on. So Mars.
All right.
I'll shut
So
up.
Mars is going into Aquarius on the 23rd. And Mercury is going to conjunct Pluto. And the Sun will be conjunct Pluto. So there's this potential for a big disruption. And there's this potential for like distress or being upset about it, right? Here comes this next kink or this next wave or this next thing that you think is a disaster or that you feel is going to derail or disrupt you. Don't focus, we've said this a million times, don't focus on what's wrong. Focus on what's good that you can build, create value, right? So, for example, we know we're not going to go to the Mariwa sale pretty much. We pretty much know we're going to get dumped on with snow. We're going to have to move it. We'll probably be closed that day, and we'll probably be closed on Monday. So the first thing we could do is be like, oh my God, we just can't afford to lose any more business. But we could you do something productive that day and work on the website or work on our next book or work on, finalizing the tarot or whatever we're going to do. So this is what we have to do. We have to pull in and not be upset and not react to things we have no control over, right? We can't control the weather, can't control the government. Although, united, we could do a lot more than we think, right? Mm-hmm. One voice doesn't get you much. 250 million voices might get you somewhere.
Kind of shifts the needle.
So, again, I don't want to be all political, but we see this kind of thing. If you Google Carney's speech from yesterday, you see where he's talking to a bunch of smaller entities saying, we're ignored by ourselves, but united, we have a pretty strong front. And I think that's what we need to remember, that community is important. Protecting not just ourselves, but protecting each other and not getting sucked into false narratives and not spiraling out of control with things that we have no control over anyway. We're going to get on our horse and we're going to go where we need to go, right? Yeah. All right. So,
hello. Thank you for the super chat, Savannah. And hello, Pastor Semper. Good evening, my fair lady and gentlemen. Oh, you must be to the east of us if you're good evening. Where in the world are you then? And how should we call you, Pastor Semper? And welcome to our channel. I think this is the second time you've been here. I recognise that name.
All right. So Friday, intense. Mars joins all those planets in Aquarius. And Mars is at 0 degrees. And the farthest one from that is Venus at 7. So really, Venus, Mercury, Sun, Pluto are in conjunction. And Mars is in conjunction with Pluto and the Sun. So there's that big pack saying, brilliant flashes are coming. You could make this a very positive experience by acting to recreate value and express light. You could make this a very valuable week by creating your reality with the tools that you do have control over. Or it could become a very negative space for you where you almost feel like you're at war with yourself. She is in Scandinavia. Well, welcome to our channel.
We say she, I'm not sure. Could be. Could
I
be a
don't
she,
know.
could be a he.
be.
I don't know how they identify. But welcome from Scandinavia. A very warm welcome from us.
All right,
little
so by
patch of New
Friday,
York.
because you know the moon moves very quickly.
Surely does.
Friday, Saturday, the moon is in Aries.
Oh my.
So our emotions want us to pioneer. They want us to take those steps. They want us to go and discover. And at the same time, on Saturday, while the moon is in Aries, oh, you are a man. I apologize for saying she. All right. While the moon is in Aries, pioneering and calling Neptune, right? Neptune is in the very last little bit of Pisces. And it's going to move on the 26th into Aries. So this is a big shift again because it's going to stay in Aries for 14 years. But on Saturday, this is our day of a little bit of warning. And we're going to hear about war, right? Mars, action, war, endurance, is going to be conjunct Pluto, exact. So we're going to feel that kind of thing on Friday, and I bet Saturday there's going to be some sort of meltdown somewhere. And we have the moon squaring Jupiter, so our emotions are going to be
You're trying to say
sharp.
somebody's toys are going to come out
Yeah.
the pram again. Oh dear.
Right? And just take a step back and set an intention, right? Do not get sucked into false stories. Do not get sucked into things that you have no control over. Focus by all means and put light and love and protection and the things that you can control. But don't get sucked into this spiral of fear and all that crap, right?
It's too easy to.
So how do we keep our sanity?
It's a good question.
How do we not get sucked into beyond stressed out? Because we're all exhausted, right? Since 2020, maybe some would say since 2015, we've been worn down and exhausted by the crazy, right?
Mm-hmm. And it is bloody crazy, yeah, it is. It is flooding the zone literally with so much, so often from so many different directions, and it's hard to keep your brain straight to know where on earth, you know, what's true, what's real, what's whatever. And with AI exploding onto the scene and deep fake videos and all that sort of stuff, it's like, you know, it's one of those journalistic principles. I mean, first off, never let the truth stand in the way of a good story, ha. But the other one, believe nothing nothing you read, nothing you hear, and only half of what you see with your own eyes. But I think that metric's changing now. Remember, a video isn't you seeing with your own eyes. You're not actually there. You're not in front of.
You're seeing a recording that
You're
could
seeing
be manipulated.
something that could have been manipulated.
And yes, I absolutely do believe that we have the the power to shift energy with our focus. And that's why I'm saying be very careful not to get sucked into that downward spiral, and to work on the things that you do have control over, like sending love and sending light and sending prayers, and, getting on that horse and planting the seed of intention where you want to go. And I think that as a community or a group, people could work even more towards sanity and peace. All right.
I think some people have been bombed by an advert over your account's just dropped off. Sorry about that, people.
We can't control that either. All right. So how do we cope? How do we cope? Well, little things are going to be important, because we're kind of all that camel that one last straw might break, right? So you're carrying a lot of big stuff, right? I mean, the world itself globally is being threatened. So we're carrying the weight of all the fear and unrest and worry and lies and suffering. And this week, there could be quite a lot of suffering if we don't get a handle on it.
I know. But you can't overcome hatred with more hatred and anger. You can't.
And you can't overcome evil by getting sucked into the evil, right? All right. So what can we do? Well, let's think about what we do have control over on a very personal level, like our daily routine, things like that. And let's micromanage so we have a real sense of control. What do I mean by that? I mean, set yourself up for ease, right? If you know in the morning that you're really tired and you don't like to do much in the morning, do it before you go to bed, right? Set up your coffee maker, or filter your water, or fill your tea kettle and put it on the stove, or get your mug out, whatever you're going to do that makes that morning routine easier, so you don't have to feel hurried, right? Set yourself up. Don't be distracted, right? You know what you're going to do. And yes, with that Mars-Pluto energy, something might come out of left field. You work it into your routine. And you say, wait, I have the tools to deal with this. You're going to have to take a number. Unless, of course, it's a house of fire. Then,
get the fire
put
extinguisher.
Put it to priority 1A. But if it's not, figure out where in your day that's going to get added in. And put things away, right? If you're in chaos, it's hard to battle chaos, right?
Yes.
If you need a particular book or tool or whatever it is, and it's not where it belongs, you're now going to wind yourself up searching for it, and that could be the straw that breaks that camel's back, right? Where is my whatever? I've forgotten where I put it. I can't find it. I need that book for class, or I can't find my car key, and I need to get out of here, and I'm searching, and blah, blah, blah. Keep calm.
The more you stress, the worse it gets.
Right? And put things away. Even if it takes you that extra few minutes to walk over and hang the key up, or to put the book with your book bag, or whatever it is. This week especially, and as we move into that grand conjunction of Saturn, Neptune at 0 degrees Aries on the 20th of February, just after the lunar eclipse, things are going to be chaotic. So we need to do little things in our daily routines or in our lives that reduce the chaos. Plan ahead. Oh, I know it's going to snow. What don't I have that I really do need? What kind of food everybody always runs and gets milk, eggs, bread, whatever.
French toast is very popular, and it's no
But do just think about it. Is there something? Are you low on heat oil or propane or whatever? Get these next few days, get yourself organized so you don't feel frantic and pressured, right? What else do I have here? Don't doom scroll, I have on my paper, right?
Seriously. That's while you're reading that, I mean, can I chime in, or am I going to throw you for?
No, I've got.
Okay.
I got
All
myself.
right. So here's the thing. How you handle stuff is largely dependent upon your own personal situation, where you're placed, whether you feel confident and able to handle it, or whether you feel completely overwhelmed. But that feeling of being able to deal
Those
and
are
cope,
choices.
and that feeling of overwhelmed and unable to cope reside very firmly within you. And it's ultimately down to you to change the way you feel about yourself, to never forget who the hell you are, all right? And one of the things I try to impart in people, and this is a really cool trick if you want to try it. If you feel like you're in a bad space with yourself and you're being very, very self-critical, you're really not helping yourself to overcome
to you
the
that
adversity.
which you don't want, right?
On the reverse, you're like, you find yourself where you're going to draw more negative energy to you, because that's what you've aligned with. Mm-hmm. We construct our own reality based on our perception of it. You know, that's how we build it, with our senses, but also how we process that information, how it's coming into us. So what I would strongly suggest, guys, is get yourself a little pad, all right? And this is quite easy. Before you lay your head down to sleep at night, write down something on that pad that you feel good about yourself that you did that day. Now, it doesn't have to be some magnanimous
huge
gesture.
victory, but it could be some little thing
something.
like, oh, I hung the keys back up on their peg.
Yeah, I tidied the kitchen drawer. I made Bob laugh so much he nosed his coffee. You know, something. I made some kick-ass cookies. Just something that takes you to that place of, yeah, I feel good about that. And it has to be about you, not about somebody else, about you, all right? And you write that down on that pad. You physically write it down. It's going to take you all of 10 seconds, you know? But there's a couple of key things happening here. First off, your brain is going back to focus on something positive, all right? And you're making this committed by writing it down, cements it more into your whatever part of the frontal lobe it is that deals with short-term memory. It cements it more into that. And that's what you take with you when you go to when you sleep. All right.
The last few things you're thinking about are really important.
So rather than lying there with your finger doom scrolling away, feeding yourself full of all like this negative worry, existential crap, focus on that. Turn your light out and go to sleep. All right. If you wake up in the middle of the night having a fit of the vapors or worried about
Panic attack.
Look at that pad. And it will take you back to that recollection of something you did that was very positive. When you wake up in the morning, before your feet, can I even try that in English? Before your feet hit the floor, okay? Look at that pad again, and it's going to set you back up to start your day with a positive thought. And you've got to lather, rinse, repeat. Do this every single bloody day for the rest of your life, you know, or until it's no longer necessary. You know what I mean? And this will transform you. It will transform you. You're going to start to see opportunity rather than problem. You're going to start to align.
Saying count your blessings, not. Yeah.
It is kind of like that, but it's a very personal way of doing it, and I think you'll find it will work. Yeah, give it a go.
All right.
Give it a go.
So I have here, don't doom scroll. In fact, why scroll at all? Go. Check your messages, put something on your page that's positive, and then go do something you want to do. Go learn something. Go write something. Go create something. Get yourself separated from this crazy algorithm of doom. Also, again, there is potential to not really have a reliable internet connection over these next couple of weeks, right? So have something else that you can put yourself in that helps you to create sacred space, right? So if you walk into a room and every time you go into the room you think, oh my God, this is overwhelming. There's piles of stuff everywhere. I haven't taken care of that, and I haven't taken care of that. And you just, it sucks you right down. You just want to give in. So instead of doom scrolling, do one little thing. I'm going to take care of this pile of dishes. Or I'm going to focus on making this spot a little altar, right? So you have something positive to focus on. Okay. Meditate. Meditate. Focus on all that's good. Stop focusing on what's lost or what has changed that you can't change back. Work to control what you can control.
Great news for spammers.
And just kind of consolidate and rest. You know, have a place where you feel safe, that's not upside down, where things are clean and put away, and you could go in there and you could meditate, or you could learn, you could read, you know, even if it's just like a small little chair with a lamp and a book, whatever it is, you
Cozy
need
blanket.
a place to escape to at this time.
Mm-hmm.
It's really a little crazy.
Oh, rain is so healing, to listen to the sound of falling rain. That is one of those good things. The trouble is where we are, and probably you in Scandinavia, this time of year ain't typically rain.
Right, but you know, he's saying listen to recordings. Here, you shuffle up, I'll light the candle.
Go for it. But I mean, there was I want to say, like, the word, we've got to think about things, right? We think about the word recreation. You shuffle away. Recreation. Recreation. What is recreation? You're recreating your joy. That's what you're doing. Okay?
Well, that's our motto for this week. Right?
Recreate.
Motto for the week is act to recreate value and express light. Mm-hmm. Use your deep emotions to create reality with the tools that you have.
We have a lot of powerful tools. The most powerful of which is your mind, the singularly most powerful tool you've got. It can lead you to places of wonder, or it can lead you to places of despair. So learning how to deal with your mind is kind of important. It really is. Community is really helpful. It's not you against the world. What are we doing? We're doing cards now? Is that, guys, come on. We've only like 7 out of... I know it's up and down like a yo-yo. Well, the viewer count is.
You have Logan.
I do. Super chats, peeps. It helps our take. The epitome of good judgment. The epitome of good judgment. I always read this as my King of Solomon card, and he is, you know. So the epitome of good judgment also means knowing where to draw a line sometimes, Logan. Knowing when you're being... What's the word I'm looking for? Sometimes you can give somebody the benefit of the doubt too much. And I think you need to really... This is about discernment. It's about drilling down and, you know, asking some difficult questions, or taking somebody to a place where they don't particularly want to be, where they will yield to their ground. But it involves a fair degree of inner resolve, this. And I said the problem is good judgment comes from bad experiences, but bad experiences tend to come from poor judgment.
Well, I think this card could also be a legal matter being settled. So
it could be. And I'm thinking, I know you experienced a setback with your vehicle, okay? I think maybe go seek a bit of counsel here. Because things are not as effed up as you think they can be, and I think you may have to squeeze somebody hold somebody accountable. You know, it's not you that should be left holding this.
All right, I have Gilda.
There you go.
Oh, this one. Oh, Gilda. try not to get taken advantage of. You may really want to help someone, and it's good to have a kind heart. But I also think that sometimes when we're in giver mode, we could get taken. So draw the line and give what you can give without feeling that you're being taken advantage of. And, you know, as Aquarians right now, we are being bombarded with choices. So do what you can do and let yourself come first a little bit, right? Sun in Aquarius, let yourself come first. It's okay to give, but really work not to be taken advantage of.
Yes.
You have Jess.
Jess, how you doing?
Sword.
Same bloody. What she just said. Don't let somebody get a shallow victory over you. It's important that you
seek the truth.
But what you don't realize is that I'm not left-handed. Ha! Neither am I. That's it, or whatever. So don't drop your sword here. Do not capitulate. Even if things are extraordinarily difficult and it feels like you may not be making headway, don't capitulate. Do not offer up your head on a platter. Okay. Maintain your resolve. Maintain your. And if somebody's got one over on you, it's only a temporary victory anyway. And you can easily overcome that. You can redress.
Truth will come out.
The truth will come out. The balance will be redressed, and there will be reparations made. That's the key here. Reparations. So stay with her. I know things can be difficult. It's the cards that we've got so far. Nothing's been too pleasant, has it?
Swords.
It's just
King of Swords.
Yeah,
Son
you
of
see
Swords.
what we're
Five of
saying
Swords.
here. It's like, you know, it's
Sharp week.
Yeah,
Sharp week.
sharp. But you know, sometimes we have to maintain a vigorous defense. We do, and you know, not just turn the other cheek. If that makes sense. Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah. It has been exhausting mentally. We feel it too.
Oh yeah.
We feel it
Everybody's
too.
exhausted.
We feel
All
it
right,
too.
I have
Gilbert.
Yoff. One has to wonder.
It is. It's almost like
It's another sword.
Can't make this shit up, can you?
All right. To me, I feel like this is not acceptance of something, but understanding something on a deep enough level to move it forward, right? So sometimes it's something we really don't want to just be like, all right, I can't change it. I get it. This is about understanding it deeply enough that you can move it, right? So see it for what it really is. Get to the bottom of it. Deeply align with what you understand, and you will be able to shift it. But all swords are that kind of action energy. We have to figure out how best to take action. But I think for you, there's a deep understanding that will help you shift whatever this is. And again, we have that energy this week of these flashes of brilliance, right? Why didn't I think of that before? Because you weren't ready to understand that before. And now you have a different perspective, right? We've shifted from Capricorn and all that rooted chronic energy of Saturn into Aquarius, innovation,
Thinking outside
flashes.
the box.
Yeah, how can you best use this karmic energy that you have? All right.
I will say I've felt the shift, because I've felt
Despair, man.
despair and struggle and like, why are things so chuffing difficult? But The key, as Lisa was just saying with the last card, is understanding the mechanism. If you understand the mechanism, which is a very Aquarian way, Aquarians are curiously quite analytical in their... and they're the people, I guess, that Henry Ford said, would somebody find me a handful of people with the infinite capacity to not know something can't be done? That's a very Aquarian trait, to not know something can't be done. And it changes the feeling of inadequacy into a feeling of potentiality. I think if you can seize onto that, if you can seize onto the potential, and plan your route there, you'll get there.
So Yoff is saying, well, without the swords, the boat would sink. Yeah, you pull it out and there'd be a hole.
Oh, look, I got a fountain.
And all this Aquarius energy for you, Aquarius rising, is happening regarding the self, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So
thank you, Cassie, for the super chat. You got her down.
Oh.
And thank you, Pasta, for the super chat. Swedish krona. I don't know how much that's
cool.
worth, but that's very
Sounds
kind
like
of you.
Fun.
We appreciate it.
All right, yes, I have Cass. All right, so you're up for Sean.
Oh, hello, Sean. My mate Sean. I shall just go thank you there. And I haven't even looked at the card yet, so we'll see what you've got. Oh.
Sean.
All right. I think you need to chill and slow down a little bit. All right. This is...
A little snail.
Yeah, the snail is the key here. The snails are interesting things. You don't realise. You look at a snail and you watch it for a couple of seconds. You think, well, that's not going to get anywhere, is it? I mean, it's going like the speed of a snail. You turn away for a minute and you look back. The bloody thing's disappeared. I mean, whoa. So maybe they grow legs and run when you're not watching. I don't know.
Where are you going to head your horse?
Yes. The watch pot, they say, never boils. And I think sometimes easing up on the internal pressure that you've been putting on yourself. And I think you've been putting a lot of internal pressure on yourself. Having to deal with stuff like I know personally what you've been dealing with, so I grok it at a deeper level perhaps, but everybody's had an amazing amount of ridiculous stuff come out of left field to deal with. You're not the sole victim here, my dear friend. You're not. So sometimes you need to just park your ass down and have a cup of cocoa and just chill for a minute, and woosah. Feel that pressure come off you, slow down, and the air will get clearer around you, and you'll start to realize how incredibly wealthy you are. And it's not just in terms of material wealth, but it's in terms of the rich tapestry of which you are like a piece of. You're part of that beautiful brocaded silk. You're part of the weave of the tapestry. You're in it. You're there. You're with it. You can experience it. So focus on the good, tune out the bad, chill, and just allow yourself to recreate and recuperate. Find your joy. Recreate your joy.
All right, Eva.
There's not a theme or anything going through today, is there?
Eva, you cannot
Fishboy.
Wait
Fish
for
boy.
Saturn to get the hell out of Pisces. I think this for you is some sort of information, like that bright, brilliant flash, that gives you direction, that you can use to find your creative self again, and to kind of get things moving with your passion and your art and your expression. So I think this can be a really good week for you with a little focus, right? Because that fish is coming out of the cup and he's looking at it, right? He's poised, he's listening, he wants to know. He isn't looking away from it, he's embracing that bolt, that flash. So be present and you'll be okay. All right.
And it's also a card about deep creativity.
You have Susan.
All right then, Susan. Let's have a look.
Swords.
You remember I was saying about
Isn't
your
this
perception
wild?
of reality?
It's crazy. We've had
governs
no
the reality.
major arcana and all these swords.
Yeah. No, this is how you perceive things is how it governs your reality. I mean, we look at this, right? We look at this card. I know you've probably heard this, well, not 1,000 times, but I know this is the way I describe it. We look at this card, we see a blindfolded and bound woman surrounded by a prison of swords on a tidal flat with the tide out. Don't look good initially, does it? Don't look good. Oh, we're doomed. We're doomed. Hold on a cotton picking minute. Dig a little deeper. Dig a little deeper. And you will actually see there's not a single knot on those binds. A simple shrug, they fall away. Lift the blindfold. You see the swords do not, in fact, ensnare. You can walk the chuff out of there. How you view things is how you deal with things. All right? This is, if you like, a ever so gentle or not so gentle kick in the butt to say, take your focus away from the pity party, okay? The pity party isn't going to solve a damn thing. It isn't. It isn't. Much as we all like, oh, they're there, and a big hug and a cup of tea. Yeah, we do. Sometimes you actually have to go, this ain't working for me. This ain't working for me. And do your own reality check. And I have to tell you, Aquarius can be very cruel in that respect.
Oh, they're brutal sometimes.
They can be hard taskmaster to say, hey, you need to get your shit together right now. You know what I'm saying? You're dropping the ball here. So come back to that, all right? And this, again, the overlying theme that we spent, how do you cope? How you see things determines how you cope.
Right. And again, kind of, if you know your natal chart, which quite a few of you do, where is all this Aquarius stuff happening? 0 to 7 degrees Aquarius, the first decan. What's there in your chart? What house is that happening in? What is being lit up and transformed? For me, it's happening on my sun, which is 6 degrees Aquarius, in my house of health, work, and service to others. So I have a huge opportunity to transform those in a positive way. Where's your opportunity to recreate?
I don't recall where it is in mine. But you probably know. Your poor nose is because we turned the heater off now, isn't it? And so it's pretty darn cold out.
So I have Carol.
Oh, hello, Carol. I didn't see Carol.
Carol, I think you can look forward to some really good stuff, right? What?
Hello, Carol. I'm sorry, I didn't see you.
Okay, I have her written right
No,
here.
I'm sure you do. You got your finger on the
I'm sorry,
ball.
Carol. The reading always gets interrupted somehow, but I think you can look really forward to good things, and I think you can plan. Perhaps you're planning stuff for a garden. Perhaps you're planning to rearrange some things inside your home. Whatever you are looking forward to, I think you can bring into your reality. And you'll notice that his hat has a long scarf that goes over his throat. So these impassioned ideas can easily be expressed in the manner that will grow what you want to grow. So like I was saying to Eva, you have to be present, you have to process, and you have to focus on what is important. And don't get sucked into the dramas. Right? It's all going to be good.
Isn't it?
All right, you have Laura of the North.
Laura of the North, the cold and frozen North. Hey, this is okay. This is a good card. The oogies are going. Where are we? In the back of the shot here. You see this dude, this grey, shadowy figure appears to be leaving the thing. So, maybe you've got that feeling somehow of like, oh, what's the word I'm looking for here? I don't know how to express this, but it's almost like you're feeling like, in some bizarre way, orphaned. If that makes sense. And even though let's say it was an abusive relationship that you were in, the loss of it in some way feels strangely like a loss you know, and yet there's much opportunity to celebrate if you only look at somebody who's actually offering you this, because here's your focus. Look, you're looking over there and somebody says, hey Laura, these are for you, these are, look, I want you to be happy.
Some sort of opportunity.
So there's an opportunity being given to you that you're not seeing right now. You're not seeing it, but it's there. It's there right in front of you. If you'll have the eyes to see, the light is there. You know, if we're brave enough to be it, as you wrote today. You know, Amanda Gorman, was it?
Yeah, Amanda Gorman.
Yeah, and the light is there if we're brave enough to see it, and if we're brave enough to be it, the light is there. So don't despair, love. Don't. Change your focus. God, that's just this theme that has gone through today has been just so consistent. It really has. So even if you're just lurking out there and you're not saying anything on the chat, you know, this is the overlying theme that's gone through. Again, find that light. Find your joy. It's being presented to you.
Pastor is saying they have Gemini ascendant. Without looking at your chart, though, I can assume that Aquarius would be 9th house of higher learning. But I don't know that for sure, because I don't know if you have intercepted duplicate houses, things like that. So, I mean, it could be in the 8th house as well. So I don't, without seeing your chart, I can't really tell you where it's going. However, you could join the Academy of the Occult. Shameless plug.
Shameless plug.
We have a membership to the Academy of the Occult, where we do rituals for new moon, full moons, and Sabbats, and then we also have a workshop. And many times that's about what's happening astrologically, and I have a printout of each person's natal chart.
All right. It's personal.
Savannah.
19th of February. Well, there you go.
That's cool, but it still doesn't tell me what house is your Aquarian house. So you're just into Pisces, because you could still have been an Aquarian.
Could be.
But Gemini ascendant tells me house placement, but it doesn't really. It tells me that it's likely Sag is 7th, Capricorn is 8th, and Aquarius is 9th. But this first decan of Aquarius could be back in the 8th house. So I can't really tell you.
We'd have to run your chart. She'd have to run your chart.
Anyway, Savannah.
Right. Hello, Savannah. How you doing?
Humans are interesting.
Aren't we?
We tend to hold our past against our future, right? If we burned ourselves on the stove, we don't want to touch the stove again. But I think there's a challenge for you this week about using knowledge without the harm that gaining that knowledge came with, and using it and applying it to a new situation in an innovative way to grow forward without getting burned again. So think about that. Taking knowledge and information gained from a past situation that may have hurt, remembering it and using it in a positive way, in an innovative way, to overcome something and grow forward with the knowledge, not what you sacrificed. All right. Laura's friend Lori.
Laura's friend Lori. Distance Lens Enchantment. This is a really good mercantile card. The green cloth kind of thing over the shoulder there indicates that this guy's got a little blanket of prosperity there. And I saw 3 ships come sailing in, you know, the ships are coming in. This is kind of interesting. But here we are on the top of a hill with a very panoramic vista, and you know we've got our three ones there as well. 3's a great number. 1 by itself, singularity. It exists within it the potential to be anything, but it's as no thing as yet. 2, opposition, painful, ouch, you know, push pull. 3, resolution of opposition. So this is I see this as being a very good. If you can sometimes it's hard to be truly objective if you can't see the wood for the trees. And that's why distance can lend some degree of enchantment. If you step back a little bit and you take a more circumspect view of things, you broaden your perspective. You look at it from all directions. Especially from afar, you get a clearer idea of what's going on. Sometimes you can get too close to something to actually manage what's going on correctly, to manage the situation correctly. You're too caught up in that moment, if you will, that immediate reaction kind of thing. And rather than necessarily be reactive, you want to be more proactive and step back a little bit, get a really good picture of everything that's going on and make your plans accordingly. This is a sodding good card, especially if you're looking to set some intentions right now and get something moving, or especially on trying to grow or improve a business. This is really, 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 really well indicated for you. So there
Hi,
you go.
Courtney, and thank you for the super
Courtney,
chat.
Courtney,
Put you on
how
the
you
list.
doing?
All right, I have Cass. Cassie.
10 out of 15 people.
All right. Sometimes we do get caught in a rut. And our routine becomes so routine that it is boring. I feel like this is setting a new routine, right? Maybe committing to something that has a regular meeting to it, or some sort of community thing to it, or joining something where you feel like you can make a difference. And I think that it isn't necessarily a part-time job, but I think that it could easily have some sort of income for you that could help you feel more secure or comfortable. And I think the message really is like, don't be afraid. Sometimes we think that we're vulnerable or that we are going to get taken advantage of. But, you know, you've got some life experience there, and you know how to spot something hokey. So don't be afraid. Don't let fear stop you from moving forward and really enjoying something.
Let not stop you.
Nor turn you aside.
Yes,
all right.
strive
So
ahead.
you have Pastor.
Pasta Semper.
Still no major arcanas.
This is an interesting thing. This is almost like you see so much going on in the back of this card here that sort of alludes to how the hell that we got to where we are. So
How did we get here?
how did we get here?
Why are we in this handbasket?
Yeah, where are we going? No. There's, again, I think you're being asked on to draw upon your past life experience to bring that to a whole new phase. Whether it be in your own life or whether it be in guiding those who would pick up the torch and follow you, kind of thing, or pick up the torch when you're ready to hand it on. So there's a very you're looking at your entire Kabbalistic spheres straight in front of you.
Whole trees.
So that tree, if you like, the pentacles represent the Sephiroth. So it's your, we all wind up as the exalted prisoner in Malkuth and try and wake our way back up the tree to enlightenment. And there are multitudes of ways you can go, but all of it will call upon or amass life experience while you do so. And if you learn from your experiences, it's a hugely useful thing. If you don't learn from that experience, the lesson is likely to be repeated until learned. And sometimes we get that piece of clue by four around the side of the head, if you will, where we get that. And it's quite likely with the astrology, especially with the the stellium that we've got going on in Aquarius right now, that you may well get a bolt from the blue, quite literally, a realization, a sudden dramatic realization that you've not been doing it to the best of your ability. You've not been using all of your smarts. You know, you've taken something at face value, and you've been a little lapsadaisical or even lazy in your thinking. And I don't mean to be accusatory in that, but I think a little more mental agility, and you're going to leap forwards in leaps and bounds at this point by drawing upon the wealth of experience that you've not just learned from yourself, but those who came before you as well. So you might draw upon ancestral wisdom here as well. But it's very much about utilizing the old money, if that makes sense to you. I hope it does. Does that make sense to you? Because I know if it makes sense. So I
have Courtney.
There you go. Guys, it would really help us if we could help meet our super chat goal.
Courtney is the last person, and she's the only one to get a major arcana. All right. I think for you, this is saying things already feel as though they are in motion. Right? I was talking in the beginning about deciding where you're going to drive your horse, setting that goal and working there. You may already feel the galloping. You may already feel the movement and the push and take the reins, because you can drive this in the direction that you want. This is a very lucky card if you use the energy in positive ways, right? So what do you feel strongly about? What do you want to accomplish? Set those goals, ride that horse, go where you need to go. Card of the week.
What we got? Of course we got a bloody sword.
Fierce. Fierce Mars.
If that doesn't say fire horse, what the hell does?
Right? Act to recreate value and express your light. Dig deep into your emotions and create with your tools the reality that you want. Speak well about yourself. Get routines that make you feel calm. Don't react to the crazy. Don't think false things are real. Take the brilliance and overcome, right? He's armed after all.
Oh, it's armed.
All right. Have a good week, everyone. Good luck. And we'll see you in a little while on a box opening.
Yes.
Peace and blessings.
All right, guys. Have
Thank
a beautiful,
so
beautiful
much.
week. Thank you for joining us, and do share this amongst your friends. We love you. See you next time.
Peace.
Bye.